everyone, I hope you're well and making the most, or at least trying to make the most out of these very extraordinary circumstances that we find ourselves in. It flippin' sucks, I know, but it is what it is. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Nqobile Gama, and I'm here to chat to you a bit about understanding your season. So before I get into the season that I'm in, which is a season of stillness, I'd like to give you a bit of context into the season that I'm in. So towards the end of last year, I felt myself feeling very flustered with everything that was going on in my life. I had just started a new job and I was in the process of wrapping up my master's, which I still currently am, but that's okay. And I was busy with a whole lot of other projects on the side. And I just remember feeling that I wish I had more time, and that's what tends to happen when you're busy doing life. You kind of push aside the things that don't seem as important at the time. And I remember saying to myself, I'll do that when I have time, or I just don't have time, or I'll do that when the time comes. But guess what? The time has come, because where else do I have to go after all? So before you can understand anything that's going on in your life, I encourage you to find a scripture that will kind of make that situation more understandable. So, because we're talking about seasons, I'd like to direct you to Ecclesiastes chapter 3, and it's titled A Time for Everything. Verse 1 reads, "For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven." So for the current season that I'm in, it's found in verse 7, which reads, "There is a time to keep silent and a time to speak." So that's how I know that the season exists, because it's in the Bible. So what does stillness entail? It entails exactly that, keeping quiet, being calm and just lingering in God's presence so that you can hear exactly what it is that he's trying to tell you, and it's so surprising what you can hear once you're in God's presence, and in order for you to be still, I encourage you to really cut out anything that may distract you from hearing God's voice. For me, it was taking a little break from social media, cutting out a few relationships, and cutting out meat out of my diet, funny enough. And that has worked incredibly well for me. So I have a bit of advice for anyone who's currently in the season of winter, which is actually the season that I'm in. I know a lot of you may associate winter with coldness, things dying, but that's not entirely what winter is about, So I'm just here to change your perspective of your season of winter. So firstly, I encourage you to embrace the season that you're in. Being in denial is not going to help you navigate through whatever it is that you're trying to navigate through, so embrace it. And after you embrace it, understand exactly what it is that you need to gather or learn from the season that you're in, And the only way you can do that is if you are really in God's presence and just allow him to speak to you. Thirdly, perspective is everything. Like I said, a lot of people tend to associate winter with things that are dying. But the truth is, maybe your business idea or your business is not dying. Maybe your relationship is not dying. Maybe it is that you just need rest. You know how cranky babies get when they don't get enough rest. So maybe that's exactly what you need to do. You need to rest. And winter is represented by shorter days and longer nights. So use that time to really get some rest. And scripture also tells us that when God was tired, or when Jesus was tired rather, he rested. So get some rest. And lastly, pray. You get a lot of revelation when you pray, and really ask God for whatever it is that will help you or will equip you to navigate through your season. So whether it is that you ask for strength, or you ask for wisdom, or you ask for peace, whatever it is, be relentless in your asking. So yeah, that's all I have to say to you today. I'm sending you a lot of love, a whole lot of strength, and a whole lot of, wisdom during this time. And yeah, bye.